We are beginning tonight with that fire in Albert Lea that started about 8 o'clock last night on West Main Street, just under the Main Street Viaduct. Again, for information, we've been directed by police to check the department's Facebook page, which says an officer discovered the fire. 13 homes in the area had to be evacuated, and a public safety alert was issued. Albert Lea fire crews talked to us and tell one of our reporters that there were people who had been in the building. They're referred to as squatters. They're there illegally, but at this point, there's no official word on how the fire started. Well, officials and investigators have been on the scene all day working to figure out what caused the fire, and so has ABC 6 News reporter Brett Backley. The fire in Albert Lea. And Brett, what more do we know tonight?
Well, Betsy, I'm at the foot of what was a very active scene last night, and crews stayed through the night to work on the fire. They were still here this morning, as well as utility crews joining the firefighters to repair some damaged power lines that got a little too much heat and the outside kind of melted. But yeah, it's a very different scene during the day. As you can see behind me, the building is completely destroyed. It's now just a pile of rubble. Smoke fell on the streets of Albert Lea Thursday night. A fire had broken out at a forgotten warehouse in the center of the city. As the sun came up over the West Main Street Viaduct, Fire Chief Jeff Lisowski was still there.
This is one of those, if it happens once every 5-10 years, that this is a pretty big situation for the amount of fire we had.
The intense heat melted the siding of nearby homes as ash and debris rained down on the city.
It's a good community. You don't want to see that kind of thing go on, especially, when I live 2 doors down.
Dan Flint lives close to where the flames were. He was at work when his wife and newborn baby were forced to flee their home.
It was raging too, we could see it from work. Smoke was pluming up.
Flint says he doesn't know much about the abandoned building next door, but he has seen some strange people hanging out there.
I know that the building was being used. People were living there. We've seen people kind of drive by on bikes, kind of go in and out.
The city had taken note of them too.
We have been having some issues most recently with some people breaking into the property and squatting in the property and stuff like that we've been trying to work with to get out of there. It's a cold storage for Merrick of Minnesota. They're a company that used to do food manufacturing, pet food manufacturing in town here. They're no longer in town anymore, but it was still one of their old facilities that has some old residual products, items, machinery, things like that were on site in the facility.
Liskowski says for years they've been working with the property owners to try and find a new life for the building. They wanted it off their hands, but in its state, nobody was interested, especially not now. And obviously the state fire marshal's office is investigating the cause of this fire right now. Now I'm told that this morning the folks who were displaced had the all clear to head back home. I'm also told that there were no injuries reported with this incident. Luckily, there were a few firefighters who had some minor things, but overall no one was hurt. Betsy, back to you.